Have you ever noticed how often we say sorry? It's like a verbal tick. We've all been there. You're walking down a crowded street and someone bumps into you, but what's the first word out of your mouth? Oh, sorry. It's insane. It's a reflex. We say sorry for existing in someone else's space. We say sorry for asking a question. We even say sorry for things that are not our fault in the slightest. It's like we're apologizing for the weather. Sorry it's raining today. Dude, unless you're a god with a leaky celestial faucet, you have nothing to do with it. It's not just in person either. Look at your text messages. How many of them start with sorry to bother you? Or sorry for the late reply? We're apologizing for basic communication. It's become a conversational lubricant, a way to soften every request, every interaction. Think about it. You need your boss to look at a report instead of, can you review this? It becomes, so sorry to add to your plate, but we're preemptively apologizing for taking up time and space, as if our needs are an inconvenience. And it's not just us regular folks, it's everywhere in the headlines. A celebrity says something dumb on a podcast. A week later, a perfectly crafted PR-approved apology note on Instagram. A company's new product has a flaw. Boom! A press release filled with, "We're deeply sorry for the oversight." Let's hop in a time machine for a second. Go back a few centuries. Apologizing wasn't something you did because you sneezed too loudly in a library. Oh no. An apology was a big deal. It was a formal, often public act of atonement. Think of it less like a quick my bad and more like a full-blown theatrical production with serious consequences. In many ancient cultures, an apology was a way to restore honor for an individual, family, or tribe. If you wronged someone, you risked a feud that could last generations. So when you apologized, you had to mean it. In feudal Japan, an apology could be a matter of life and death. For a samurai, dishonor could require ritual suicide, seppuku, showing the weight of apology. Brief chuckle. But we won't be bringing that back. In European courts, a noble might walk barefoot to a cathedral or kneel before the throne begging forgiveness in front of the court. It was humbling and dramatic. These weren't just words, they were physical rituals. In some African traditions, apologies included bringing symbolic gifts, kola nuts, palm wine. The community would gather to witness it, restoring social balance. An apology was a tool for social healing. Contrast that with today. We tweet sorry from the toilet. The shift is staggering. What was once profound is now as casual as saying, bless you. The old apology was a heavy shield. Today's sorry is like confetti. We've kept the word but stripped its restorative power. It's like using a king's scepter to stir your coffee. It works, but something's lost. It does the job, I guess, but you can't help but feel something important has been lost along the way. So what happened? How did we go from life or death apologies to saying sorry when the barista gets our coffee order wrong? The change didn't happen overnight. It was a slow burn, a gradual erosion of meaning. A big part of it was the rise of modern society. As our cities grew and our interactions became more fleeting and anonymous, the need for deep community healing rituals faded. You're not going to start a generations-long feud with the guy who cut you off in traffic. You're probably never going to see him again. So a quick meaningless sorry, or more likely a middle finger, is all the situation calls for. The Industrial Revolution and the rise of the modern workplace also played a huge role. Suddenly you have people working in close quarters, governed by new rules of etiquette and hierarchy. In this environment, sorry became less about moral wrongdoing and more about social navigation. It's a way to de-escalate minor conflicts and maintain a smooth-running machine. These aren't apologies for a sin, they're traffic signals for social interaction. They are tools to keep the human assembly line moving without any friction. It's about politeness, not penitence. Then came the self-help boom of the 20th century. Suddenly, everyone was focused on communication skills and emotional intelligence. Books and therapists told us that apologizing was a sign of strength, a key to healthy relationships. And they're not wrong. A sincere apology is powerful, but like any good idea, it got watered down. The message became, when in doubt, apologize. Let's talk about who apologizes the most. If you had to guess, who would it be? If you said women, you are absolutely correct. Studies back this up. Women say sorry more often than men. But it's not because women are constantly messing up. It's because they have a lower threshold for what they consider an offense. A man might think, oops, they were in my way. A woman might think, oh no, I got in their way, I should apologize. These differences are shaped by societal expectations. From a young age, girls are socialized to be peacemakers. Be nice, play fair, don't make a fuss. Saying sorry becomes a tool to maintain harmony. In the workplace, this becomes a problem. A woman might start, sorry, I just have a quick question. That undermines her authority before she speaks. That can affect career progression. Men apologize too, but often differently. A CEO's public apology is often about damage control, a performance. In the office, a man might say, "Sorry, the numbers are what they are." That's a non-apology used to deflect responsibility. Same word, different function. This apology gap has real consequences. Women using sorry as a softener can seem less confident. Men avoiding apologies can seem arrogant or unaccountable. Bottom line, sorry reveals social roles and power dynamics. It's a small word that says a lot about our place in the world. So why do our brains force this word out of our mouths, even when we don't mean it? There's some fascinating psychology at play here. At its core, over-apologizing is often a symptom of something deeper, a fear of conflict, a desire for social approval. Humans are social creatures. We're hardwired to want to belong to the tribe. Getting kicked out of the group used to mean certain death, so our brains developed a mechanism to keep us in good standing. Saying sorry is a quick way to signal, "Hey, I'm not a threat. I'm one of the good guys. Please don't abandon me on the savannah." This need for approval can be amplified by anxiety and low self-esteem. When you don't feel confident, you might assume any problem is your fault. You become a fault magnet. If a project is delayed, your first thought might be, "What did I do wrong?" This creates a cycle of reflexive apologizing. You say sorry because you feel insecure, but constant apologizing reinforces that insecurity. It's a vicious feedback loop. There's also a big element of habit. Our brains love shortcuts and build neural pathways. If you started saying sorry as a kid and kept it up for years, your brain builds a superhighway for that word. A slight conflict arises and your brain doesn't think. It just sends sorry down the well-worn path. Breaking that habit isn't just willpower, it's about carving a new neural road which takes time and effort. It's like teaching yourself to write with your other hand. Experts call this appeasement. It's not just human. Animals show calming displays too. Our reflexive sorry is the human equivalent of showing our belly. We're rolling on our backs when someone just asks us for the time. And then there's the internet, the place where apologies go to multiply and die. Social media has created a whole new ecosystem for saying sorry. It's faster, it's bigger, it's a lot more complicated. On one hand, the internet is an incredible tool for accountability. A person or company can no longer hide their mistakes. The whole world can see it, screenshot it, and demand an apology. This has led to the rise of the public digital apology, a carefully worded paragraph on X, a somber video on YouTube. It's a required performance in the theater of online culture. But this pressure has also created a culture of forced, insincere apologies. People and brands apologize not because they're truly sorry, but because they're afraid of being canceled. They're sorry they got caught. The apology becomes a strategic move in a public relations game. We can all spot them. Weasel words. "I'm sorry if you were offended. I'm sorry for what I said." That little "if" changes everything. It shifts the blame from the person who did the wrong thing to the person who felt the wrong thing. It's the ultimate non-apology apology. The speed and permanence of the internet also change the stakes. A poorly phrased apology can make things 1,000 times worse. It can be dissected, memed, and ridiculed into oblivion within minutes. This high-stakes environment leads to a strange paradox. Some people over-apologize for tiny, insignificant things to show they're one of the good guys, constantly virtue signaling their remorse. At the same time, when a real, serious apology is needed, people are often too scared to give one. They lawyer up, they go silent, or they issue a statement so bland and corporate it means nothing at all. So, if we're all trapped in this sorry cycle, how do we get out? The answer isn't to stop apologizing altogether. A genuine, heartfelt apology is one of the most powerful tools we have for repairing relationships. The key is to stop using sorry as a meaningless filler and start using it only when it counts. It's about being more intentional with our words. This starts with recognizing the difference between apologizing and taking accountability. Saying "I'm sorry" is easy. Real accountability is harder. I made a mistake. Here's how I'm going to fix it. Here's what I'll do to make sure it doesn't happen again. One of the most powerful things you can do is to simply replace your reflexive sorry with a different phrase. Instead of "sorry for being late," try "thank you for your patience." See what that does? It shifts the focus. You're not highlighting your failure, you're acknowledging their grace. Instead of "sorry to bother you," try "is now a good time for a quick question." This is assertive, not aggressive. Replace "sorry, but I think" with "I think," or "my perspective is." Your voice deserves to be heard without a disclaimer. It's about training yourself to believe that your contributions are valid and don't require an apology. It's a practice of self-respect that radiates outward. In the end, this is all about making our words matter again. Let's save sorry for when we truly are sorry. Let's reserve it for the moments when we've actually caused harm and need to make amends. For all the other little bumps and quirks of daily life, let's find a new language. A language of gratitude, of assertiveness, of direct and honest communication.